Hello! We'll see if anyone can find me here tonight. Well, I'm showing I'm live on Facebook, so a couple minutes early here, so we'll see if people start to hop on. If you are watching, maybe just make a little comment so I know who's here. And let me just clean up my stuff a little bit here. All right. Make sure you can see this good. All right. Now, 2 minutes early. I don't want to start talking about anything yet. Let's see. I just put hand lotion on my hands and they're super slippery. Yikes. And I got sparkles on me too. And also I did my nails. Ooh, snowflakes. Let's see. All right. Okay. Make this bigger. All right. Now we're just waiting to see. Turn that off. It's a little bit of a delay. Can check the group. Make sure nobody's locked out. Okay. And I'm still here. All right. I'm going to put something here so you can see it. Ah, there's Peggy. Hooray. Hi, Peggy. Now we're going. I have a slight delay. Oh, Debbie's here. I see Debbie. Let's give it a couple more minutes. I'm going to let you look at my hedgehog for a minute while we're waiting. Hopefully you can hear me all okay. No, I was just saying, I just put hand lotion on and oh my gosh, my hands are so slippery. Marianne's here. Hi, Marianne. And I wonder if your friend Joe is with you maybe. Oh, thanks, Peggy. All right. I'm very excited for tonight. I've been thinking about this all day long and trying to think of some fun things to show you too. It's very windy here. I can hear the wind howling a little bit. Very wintry. So I have snowflakes on my hands today. It's kind of gross, isn't it? I should have spring things on my nails. All right, so I'm expecting a couple more to jump on here before we get started. So if you guys have an opinion, so I have the 2 kits tonight. I have the Petal Notes and the Kerchief. Okay, Joe is with you, Marianne. Great. Hi, Joe. It's nice to kind of see you. So I don't know if you have an opinion on which we do first, the Petal Notes or the Kerchief ones. I don't know if I say that right. Kerchief. All right, so I'm going to make sure I have my bingo numbers here for you guys. I have about 5 people. Oh, there's Joe. Hi, Joe. So I'm waiting for, let's see, one more person to come on. And it's my sister. So we got to make sure she's here. She might be running a little bit late, but we will see. I had a note from a couple people that they have a conflict tonight. So let me see. I just got a message. Yeah, a couple people are going to be missing tonight, so they're going to watch the replay. But you guys who are here get to play bingo, so you get the best stuff. All right, I'll just give her a couple minutes, and then we'll go ahead and start. 'Cause, I don't want you to wait too long. Is everybody doing well? Is your weather good in Nebraska, Marianne and Joe? Because it is supposed to be snowing here again in Wisconsin. Yeah, and if you have a thought of the Petal Notes or the Kerchief ones, just make a little comment and I'll do that one first. Marianne says it's cold. I'm over winter. I'm just tired of it. Just so, yes, Debbie, those are Color Street nails. And one of our page followers is Jen, who I got them from. And my hands are so gross. They're very dry and gross, except for my nails. Yes, but Jen, she used to sell them. I don't think she does any longer, but I got a lot of cute ones. I mostly have Christmas ones, so I guess I should get spring colored ones. I was hoping to have green ones on for St. Patrick's Day, but I don't have any green. Darn. All right. Well, I guess my sister is late. Oh, you can't hear me? How about now? Let's see. Well, that's not good if you can't hear me. Can anybody else hear me? Let me just check on my laptop here. Okay, Peggy says she can hear okay. And Debbie can hear me. Maybe I moved away from the mic a little bit when I was talking. Okay, looks like most of you are able to hear. I hope the sound comes back for you, Marianne. Maybe I was just over from my mic a little bit. Okay, well, we're going to see if we can get started. I'll keep an eye on the comments here. And, well, I am just going to pick this box right here to start with. So if you have this kit, feel free to work on it. Oh, it's the Petal Notes. So everybody grab your Petal Notes if you've got it. And if you don't, you can work on your other kit or another craft or something else that you want to do. But I'm going to go ahead and start unpacking this. And one second here. I was going to say, Marianne, if you go out and come back in again, maybe that would help. Let's see. Sometimes that works. Okay, I'm still showing the same amount of people here, so, all right. Well, let's get started. I hope it's working. Technology. All right, so here is our Petal Notes Kit. And I am just going to grab out all of this stuff. I was playing with it a little bit ahead of time. I was trying to think of some different ideas than what are listed on the instruction sheets. So here are the kits. cards that they made, and they're super cute. So here's our sequins. We've got bigger glue dots now, which are fantastic compared to the smaller ones that we had in our birthday kit and actually the Kerchief Kit. And then there's stickers, which is nice, so you don't have to have any glue, so that's very good. And we have a whole bunch of sentiments in many languages. Let's see. So I'm going to give you a little tip on what I was doing with those too. And then you've got the triangle cardstock and the little splatter cardstock and the flowers, which are super cute. Then we have our beautiful gold sticker that's going to go behind some things. And then these super, super cute envelopes with the address part highlighted. So that is super cute. I'll set these aside for a minute. Okay, so let's see. First of all, we're going to go ahead and make, can you hear me? Oh, good. Oh, thank goodness, Marianne. What a relief. I was stressing about that quite a bit. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make a card exactly like it says, and then I will, after we're done, I will show you a couple of ideas that I had besides these directions. So real quick on your instruction sheet, what I'd like you to take a look at is the back sheet, or the back part here, where it says get started. And this little part right here where I circled this, it says coordinating Stampin' Up colors. So this is really neat to know if ever you want to make anything else with your cards. You might want to make a few of what they suggest, but if you want to go freelancing, this will give you a guide as to what exactly matches all these things. So just take note of that, because wow, you can start out, you can make a whole completely different cards with these basic colors. All right, so card number 1 is the congratulations with the cute flowers on it. So I usually just fold it like this. Another neat thing about these instructions, there are measurements along the side of the paper. So that's really cool. You can measure your twine or anything like that. If you wonder what the measurements of your cards are, you can measure those. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these guys, and they are scored for you. So you can go ahead and just fold that right away. And if you have one of these are called bone folders. And hold on, I have a new one. I just got a new shiny one where things aren't worn off of it. So I'm afraid to open it though because it's so pretty. So I'm going to use my grungy one here. But this will burnish your card down flatter, so you can kind of see it likes to stick up like that. So you can just take the point and run it along the score or the side, or if you like the back side of it, you can do that too. And that just makes everything lay a little bit flatter. It burnishes it. I don't know why it's called a bone folder, unless it's because of the color or something, but I always call it a burnisher. That avoids any trouble. Okay, so in our directions then, it has you getting the sentiment, congratulations, and those are all in the little punch out sentiment pile here. If you wanted to use a different language, you can do that too. Or if you wanted to use thinking of you or thank you or something else, feel free to do that. But I'm just going to go ahead and stick with what they're saying first of all. And then in our direction sheet, it has the 3 glue dots placed across the back side of the banner. So let's do that. And I've got to find my glue dots again. Here they are. So if you have trouble with these glue dots, feel free to use glue, a little bit of glue, or these are nice and big. You can also use the edge of your scissors if you have trouble getting them off of there. You just can kind of pick them off with the tip of your scissors, but be careful, and put them on. They have a coating on the top which will take off. Oh, Deidre's here. Hi, Deidre. And so this is we're really starting off nicely with these bigger ones because I know that in our last birthday candle cards, those were the tiny ones and they are a little bit hard to take off. You can get one of these little take your pick tools, which has a nice pointy end that helps a lot taking the backings off of it. So I'll just show you how that kind of works. You just peel it off and you can see there's the glue part and then there's the covering of it. It sometimes takes a little bit. You can use your fingers too, and these big ones come off nicely. So we have it pretty good on this one, except if you have fingernail polish on that's sticking to it, but we'll persevere. And you can use your scissors, like I was saying. It's a little bit fumblier because they're a little bit bigger. All right. So that's probably the hardest thing, is just managing your glue dots. And then you've got that sitting there. So you can go ahead, as our directions are saying, and put it in the center of your card if you wish. If you want to do different things, you can do different things too, because it's your card. You are running this thing. You get to decide. So we'll go ahead and put that right on there. This is such a pretty color, the raspberry. Now, the second step, and we're almost done with this card, we're going to grab our sequins package, and I know I had them at one time. Let me just dig through. This is a tight space I got here. I think it was at the bottom. There they are. So sequins come in, you'll see a couple of different colors, where one will be a little bit whiter than the other, one's a little bit kind of yellowy or gold. So just go ahead and pick a couple of those, or you can do more than two if you want to also. Don't feel like you have to follow it exact. You can deviate if you wish. And these things jump all around. So what you're going to do is put your glue dots down first, and then you'll attach the little sequins to the top of them. And there they are. It's like, oh yeah, I put them in the box so I'd remember where they were, but then I forgot I did that. Okay, so they are directing us to kind of put it on the left side, left corner of the congratulations banner. So we'll go ahead and do that. Or anywhere you like. If you want to put it somewhere else, put more, feel free. Just remember, don't use them all, because you do have more cards to make if you you want to make sure that there's enough left over for all the cards. And when you get your glue dot down where you want it, go ahead and take off the back of it if you can get it, and then you'll see it. Now, Deidre, we were just talking about, or I was just talking about, these glue dots are bigger than our last kit. And if you have trouble getting them off, you can use the side of your scissors or your fingers, or I was just using my little take your pick tool to help. But these ones are pretty nice. They're not hard at all. And then you can pick up your little sequin with your take your pick tool, the other end. It has like a little sticky deal on the back or the bottom of it, which is really nice. Or you just use your fingers. Isn't that cute? This is kind of handy. And this one, I think I have it upside down. Of course, it doesn't matter too much. But then, yeah, you just go ahead and stick the sequin right on that glue dot. And card number 1 is done. So that's about the easiest thing you could do. And it's so darn cute. And it's got sparkles and everything. All right. So let's see. Is everybody doing okay? I don't want to go too fast. If you have any questions or anything. I had made another one earlier today, so now I've got 2. I kind of almost thought I should use thank yous instead of the congratulations. So I do send out more thank yous than congrats. Okay, just gonna wait and see if anybody needs me to hold up for a second, or are you doing okay? I'm gonna put my caps on these guys so I don't lose them. All right, Deidre, you're probably, I don't know if you're catching up or not. If not, we'll go ahead and try to squeak out card number 2 here, and then we'll do a little bingo. Let's wait for a moment. Let me check my messages real quick. Okay. All right. Okay, we're going to go ahead and grab our parts for card number 2. And this time we're going to use the splatter, excuse me, splatter background. And here it is. This one's really cute. All right. So go ahead and fold your card at the score line and use your fingers to kind of smooth it down, or your burnisher. Okay, there we go. Now this is fun. This next part, we're going to take one of those big stickers off of the sheet. And so that is right here. And you might think, well, how do I get this? How do I get this off? Let's see. Oh, Peggy says. Oh. Oh gosh. Okay, gotcha, Peggy. Then we'll just keep going. So to get this sticker off, you just kind of bend the sheet a little bit, grab an end, and pull gently, not too hard. And there you've got it. You don't have to apply glue or anything. It's all sticky and ready to go. So you can go ahead and line that up as you see in the diagram. There's a little pointy end over here, and then they have the flower kind of just like that. So, but do what you want. It's all right. And go ahead and just stick that down. Okay. This is really fun because they're all stickers. It's so good. Now the next part is there's little leaves and stars. They're on another sticker sheet here. Okay. So it looks like they have a smaller leaf on the top and a larger leaf on the bottom right, and then a couple of little star shapes. So again, you just kind of bend your sheet a little bit. These are smaller, so they're a little trickier to get out. You might have a section of the leaf still on there. So just kind of give it a little push, and then that usually will just fall right out. And if you don't have, or it's not coming out, just use your scissors, but just be careful you don't cut yourself. All right. All right, take your pick tool and just get it out of there. Okay. All right, so there's our little leaf, and I'm going to put mine, about right here. Okay, and we'll get our bigger leaf now. Bend that back just a bit. That one came off very nicely. All right, and we're going to stick that one down here on the bottom, maybe about there. So, okay. And then we're going to get some of our little star things here, and you can use bigger ones. They have, in the next picture is actually where we're going to do the stars and the sentiment. So you can use this one right here. It has an outline and a star if you want to do it exactly like it's saying. So I'm going to go ahead and take the outline off first, and you can line it up any which way you'd like. I'm going to stick mine right there, like that. And then I'll get out the middle part of it. Just bend that back to get that off. It's really cute. You look like little people. And then I'm going to kind of, there's kind of across their leaf, wherever you feel like that would be good. And there's also a little orange sticker too that we have on our big orange sticker page. So just tip that back, grab that, and that one goes by the bigger leaf. And put it any which way that you like. Okay, Now we need our sentiment, and it's a thank you. So if you are able to speak other languages, feel free to go ahead and use one of those. I don't know, my high school French, it was a while ago. Okay, here's our thank you. Now, one thing you could do if you have supplies, you could use dimensionals, these little adhesive tapes pieces that are poofy. You could use those instead of your glue dots. That'll just raise it up higher if you wanted to do that. Or you can use your glue dots, and I'll stick with it because we're making the card like it's kind of supposed to be here. Okay. And you just take off 3 and put it on the back of your sentiment banner. And then take the backs off. Let's see if I can get my nails. Nope. Nails aren't working. All right. Hope everybody's doing okay. All right, there's one. And it helps if you have like a nice little tray or something to put your little pieces of garbage in. Otherwise, your dog will probably find them on the floor and try to eat them, which mine does. Sometimes she has sparkles on her nose from things I drop. Okay, and once you get those backs removed, then you can go ahead and place your sentiment where you'd like it, and I'm going to go about right there. And you can put it anywhere, you know. You can do anything that you want to do that you have a vision for. Okay, then the last step for this cue card are the sequins. So if you find your glue dots again, go ahead and put those down. I believe they have 3 of them. Yes. And then we'll take the backs off of those and put our sequins on. There's one over by this blue guy, and one by the leaf. And the sparkle is everything, isn't it? Okay, we still have quite a few left, so that's good. But if you run out of glue dots, and if you found that you've lost them or something, you can use just glue, just a little teeny tiny dot of glue. All right, I'm going to take the backs off of my glue dots here. And there we are. I'm trying to throw these in a nice little pile, but they're a little staticky. Okay, there we go. Now, grab some of these nice sequins again. And pop that on there. And then I'm going to see how you're all doing, and we're going to play a little game of bingo. All right. And we just have one more to do, and then I'm going to show you a couple of other ideas that you can do with these cards. Okay. So go ahead and put your sequins on. These are just so darn cute. Okay. There we are. This little putty end is very helpful. Okay. And there you go. You got a little sparkle. All right. Now, how's everyone doing? Again, I'm asking that, Peggy. Everyone's hands are busy. All right. So, a little recap. So I did make one of those ahead of time just to see how it went. So now you can go ahead and make these exactly as the kit says for your remaining cardstock, or you can try and think of something different to do. All right, I'm going to put these in my box. Well, another neat little deal is if you do make all of the cards, these little boxes that the kits arrive in are super good storage boxes for your cards when you're all done. Or you mail stuff to your college kids, which, yes, I do that a lot. Okay, So I'm just going to set this aside for a bit, and we're going to play a little bingo. That way, if you are still working on a card, you can keep going, and we'll go we won't go too fast, hopefully. And then we just have one more of that kit to do, and that's our cute little, the triangle one. All right. Everybody with me? Okay. So while you're finishing up there, I'm going to grab my bingo numbers that you guys gave me and kind of tell you how it goes if you weren't able to play last time. All right, so these are the numbers I have. If anybody's on here that I don't have you listed, I've got Deidre, Debbie, Marianne, Joe, and Peggy for your numbers. Just message me real quick or comment. I think I've got all of you. Okay. I'll kind of watch for a second. All right. Okay, so here are my bingo numbers. All right, so I'm mixing them up. These are just the bingo numbers have Stampin' Up! Items on them. And how this works then, because Joe wasn't here last time when we played bingo, but what you have all done is picked out 5 numbers. And I'm going to draw out all of these numbers. And when you see one of yours, for example, if it was, say, for Joe, her first number is 3. Say I pulled out a 3, this was a 3, then she would type, or Marianne would type for her, B in the comment line. And then if I happen to pick her second number, which is 8, then she would comment BI in the comments. And if I pulled out 11, she would type BIN, and so on until we get a bingo. And sometimes we get double bingos. And so I'll go with the first one that I see in the comments section. If that makes sense, let me know if that doesn't make sense. All right. Otherwise, we will dig right in. I'm stirring them up here. Okay. Okay, Peggy says it makes sense, and okay. Well, I'm not going to look in there, and I'm just picking them out randomly, so you know. But isn't this a cute bowl? This is my knitting bowl. It has a dog print on it that someone made who lives in the state of Washington. Isn't that cool? It's handmade, and you can kind of see there are some wonky parts to it right here. But it's the coolest thing ever. And it even says rainy day bowls, and Mark made this. I thought that was really cool. It makes a good bingo bowl. All right. Okay, well, we're going to get started. I hope that's not too fast for you guys. All right, our first number is going to be 16. So if you have a 16, which I don't think anybody does, you would type B in the comments. Okay, the next number is number 3. Oh, okay, this should be lighting up now because I know a few of you've got 3s. There we go. Peggy's got the B. Well, I know the other ones do too, so their hands might be busy. Okay. Our next number is 17. So if you have a 17, and Joe's got to be good job, guys. If you have 17, go ahead and type that in. If it's your second one, you type BI. All right, I'm seeing it. Okay. Next one is number 21. Okay. Deidre's got BI. And, okay. Debbie's got one. All right, there we go. And I hope you can see him sitting here in case. There we go. Joe has BI. Awesome, awesome. 18 is next. Okay. All righty. The next one will be 7. Don't think anyone has any 7s. Yeah, Marianne's got the B. Then we've got 11. Okay. All right. Next, we've got number 1. Joe has BIN. We're getting close. Number 1. You're all number 1 to me. Whoa. Let me just put that one back in there. That one. Well, I guess the next one is 13 because it flew out of the bowl. Does anybody have 13? Yes. Okay, we're getting there. Looks like we have 2 BINs. Next is number 2. Okay. Number 2. All right. Number 8. Okay. I think 4 of you had that one, so my goodness. Next is, oh, let's see now. Now this is number 6. You're all so supportive. Joe has BING. All right. Well, next one is number 14. Okay. Marianne's got BIN. Oh, you guys are close. Next, 24. Anything. We might be getting close here. All right, next number, 5. Number 5. Oh, Deidre has BING. Gosh, we're really close. 2 BINGs. Deb's coming in a BIN. Coming in hot. Number 10. I don't think anyone has a 10. Oh, and number 10 is the rainbow set, which is super, super cute. Deidre's closing in. Next, 19. Ooh. And look at that one. That's the cute gumball set. Alrighty. Next up, 25. Which was the Valentine set. And man, we made so many Valentines. Oh, Marianne's BING. Excellent. Oh boy. Well, number 20. Did that work for anybody? No. Oh, and that's the hedgehog punch. How cute, because I'm going to show you that later. All right. Next up is 23. And that is the ladybug set. 23. Let's see. All righty. 23, 23, 23. And let me me see here. 23. Oh, there we go. We got a bingo. And it's Joe, our first time person here. Yay. All right, Joe, let me just check your numbers here. All right, we got a 3. We got the 8, 11, 21. I know I saw it somewhere here. Wherever it is. There it is right in front of me. 21 and 23. All right, congratulations, Joe. Let me put these in here, and then I'll show you our prizes for tonight. Everyone's so supportive. You Isn't that nice? All right, so let me get these up, and then I'll show you our little... I have a few prizes, and you are going to be able to be the first one to pick a prize. So let me see here. Let me grab them. Okay. Here we are. Up for grabs tonight. I have an assortment. All right. So first of all, there's a stamp set called Catching Butterflies. Happens to be one of our celebration items. So you can pick that, or you can pick this stamp set called Textures and Frames. Or you can pick, there are 3 choices of paper for you tonight. There's a sparkly black glitter. There's a gold glittery pack of paper. And there's this beautiful, cool nature set with cool leaves, all kinds of plants and things like that. Or you could pick a roll of this ruffled ribbon that's red. Or this ribbon that is called Diamond Weave Ribbon. Okay, it's quite a lot, but you're first, so you get to pick one of these items as our first bingo winner. So I'll let you think on that for a second, on which one you might like. And then the rest will be up for grabs on our next bingo. All righty. Do-dee-doo-dee-doo. Okay. Will you let me know what you want? She wants the gold paper. All right, awesome. Cool, cool. It's very, very cool and sparkly. And there's quite a few sheets too. Does it say how many? I think there's 8, and they're very, very beautiful. Okay, so the rest of these are going to still be up for grabs. Put these away. I'm going to grab a piece of paper and put Joe's name on that, just so I don't remember. And then Marianne, I might need to get, well, I know I do need to get Joe's address to be able to mail that sometime here. Or I have your address, so let me know. Yes, I did cut pumpkins out of that paper, Peggy. Yes, I did. It's very cool. All right, bingo winner number 1. All right, so I've got that. So I can either send this to Marianne for you, Joe, or I can send it directly to you. If you want it, you can message me your address or however you like to do that. Okay, so I'll set that aside. All right, now let's see. How is everybody doing on your cards? Are you ready for the 3rd card? Oh, I feel like I'm rushing you. Sorry. All right. Now, I'm going to get out my stuff here. Marianne says, okay, I will send that to you, Marianne. Sounds good. Okay. Now, let's get our parts ready for our next card. Okay. I'm just going to wait and see if anybody needs me to hold up a minute. Let you get settled. Okay. Is anybody watching any good shows on Netflix or anything? I need to find a new show. I've watched all my shows. Gotta find something else. I was thinking of watching The Crown again, just because it's been a while since I've seen it. All right. Okay. All righty. Well, here we're going to go ahead and get started on card number 3. which is the dots card. So I'm just going to burnish that a little bit. All right. First thing that we get to do, Sweet Magnolias. Okay, I have not seen that. I don't know what that is, so I'll have to look that up. That's awesome. I will give that a, sounds great. All right, so here's our first sticker. It is one of the little blue stars. So that's going to go up in this top right-hand corner. Okay, and then we're going to get our gold sticker thing with all this, looks like string or something, and just kind of bend it a little bit. Oops, I got the part of it, not the right part. And then just gently pull that off. Look how cool that is. This might go nicely with your paper, Joe. Okay, and then you can put it down. If you look at the picture, the directions, they have it kind of in the middle. There's a little pointy, bumpy thing right there that looks like it's pointing towards the corner, or do however you like. And they have theirs over the top of the star, I guess, which I might have put my star up a little higher. So I'm not going to worry too much about that, because the directions showed it, right? Okay, now we're gonna get a leaf, and it's one of the kind of ones that doesn't have as many cutouts part, and that's gonna go down here on the bottom left. And then we have an orange and a blue star. So go ahead and peel those back. I guess they're flowers. I've been calling them stars. Okay, and there is our blue one. All right, and then they have thinking of you as our sentiment. Okay, boy, these are, once you get rolling, you can finish these pretty quickly. If I wasn't making you stop and start with all of our, bingo. All right, so go ahead and put 3 glue dots on the banner, back of the banner. Okay. Or dimensionals or glue. There we go. And thinking of you. I really love that gold. Now I might put a second flowery star thing just because I put mine up a little higher. Just so it's kind of connected to the gold. Whoopsie. That part off of there. Okay. That off. Okay. And they have it about center. Gosh, that's cute. The colors are beautiful. All right, so I might take another orange flowery star thing and I'll put it right there. So then we have a connection. And now it looks like they're putting 2 sequins on. So we'll grab our dots again and put one up here at the top maybe, and one at the bottom left by the leaf. Okay. Grab a couple of these sequins and put those on. Well, I gotta take the backs off first. There we go. So these kits are fun. If you have anybody you want to do some crafting with, it's so much more fun to do them together. All right. So I find them kind of neat gifts too to give to people because they've got everything that you need in it. And this set, you don't have to stamp anything. So that's kind of nice. All right. There you go. All right, so I'm gonna let you kind of work there a little bit, and I'm just gonna share some thoughts of some cards that I had in my head. All right, so let me just grab my cards out here real quick. So 1, 2, and 3. There are our 3 cards. What do you guys think? They're pretty darn cute. All right. Now, that's fun when you follow their directions and stuff. What if you don't want to follow the directions? What about that? So I'm going to grab a sheet here and just going to do some off-roading. Okay, so I'm going to take this triangle sheet and I'm going to grab my paper trimmer. Okay, I don't have much room here, sorry about that. But I am going to cut this guy off of this card right now. Okay, let's see what happens. And then I'll save this part because it's beautiful white cardstock. So we're going to save that. Alrighty, and then I'm going to get, before I move my paper trimmer, if you remember on the back of our direction sheet, it had the list of colors that coordinate with it. And so I have this beautiful pack of Pool Party cardstock, which is one of the most beautiful colors in the world, I think. And I am going to cut out this in a card kind of like what we saw, the same measurements. So this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet. I'm going to cut it in half the long way at 5.5 with my paper trimmer. Okay. And now I've got 2, and I always keep a stack of these right next to my camera area, so I've got lots of choices for cards if I need them in a jam. Plus I have all this stuff sitting here. There's scraps and cardstock bases just ready to go, so it's nice and quick. So now my paper trimmer has, let me show you here, it has a cutting blade and a scoring blade. So I'm going to use the scoring blade to make that fold in our card. Okay, at 4.5. Let's see. Sorry, 4.25. Half of 8.5 is 4.25. Okay. And there we go. It's scored. Card math. All right. Let me set this aside for a minute. Oh my goodness. Knocking over the bingo bucket. So now you can see my score line there, and I'm going to grab my burnisher here and just run it across there to have it lay flat, which is nice. Okay. And then I have my triangles. I'm going to trim up my triangles just a bit so that it's a little bit smaller on my cardstock, so you can see that outline. So if you look at this, if I would measure this, so it is 4.25 by 5.5. So I'm going to make this a 1/4 inch smaller than the 2 sides. So I'm going to go 5.25. I should have done this right away, but okay. And then we're going to go 4. All right. There we go. Let's see how that looks. So yes, that will be good. So we're going to be able to see the color of the Pool Party cardstock. So now what I want to do is I want to turn it upside down so the points of the triangles are going this way. And I could glue this with my liquid glue, or I could use my Stampin' Seal little adhesive gun kind of thing here, which I'm going to do so you can see that. And you just run it down the side, and it puts glue on the back of your thing that you want to glue. It's kind of fast. Sometimes my Stampin' Seal works, sometimes it gives me a headache, but today it worked out pretty well. So I'm having the little pointy ends going down. Okay. All right, now sometimes if you're making a card, sometimes you forget which way it opens and you maybe put it on the wrong direction. Sometimes that happens. If it happens to you someday, just cut it off and use the whole piece on a different card base. It works. Sometimes it happens. Okay. Now, for the rest of my card, I'm bringing in another kit. Just keep in mind if you want a really fun, cute kit to make. This one is called No Matter the Weather. So I'm going to be using, this is what it looks like in the picture so you can see what I'm saying. No matter the weather. So I'm just going to grab some parts from this kit and then put it on my card here because this reminds me of raindrops. So I'm going to get out these little boots right here. And I'm going to get the bunny that's in there too. And there are a couple punch out heart shapes. I'm going to do that. So a lot of these kits you can mix and match if you want to do that. And it's very cute and very quick. And I get a lot of fun doing this on Valentine's Day. I was really trying to stretch my materials, and I did this quite often to try and make more cards with less stuff. So I am going to use dimensionals to pop this pair of boots up a tiny bit. So these are just cut in little shapes, and they have a piece of sticky on one side and a backing on the other side. So you just put them down, and then you can go back and just peel off those. You can also use your take your pick tool if you wanted to take that off a little bit quicker. Just use my fingers here. Okay, so put that right there so you can see it's up a little bit. I love these boots too, Peggy. They're so adorable. And the colors, they go together so well. And so here's our bunny. Of course, you could do anything. You could, anything. But these little triangles just made me immediately think of raindrops. And so I went with that. All right, a little bunny. You're going to go here. Okay. Yes, the No Matter the Weather kit has a little ink pad in it, so that one is a little bit more than the ones that we made today. But you have, this is the ink or the stamp set that comes with it. It's got a lot of cute parts that you can use over and over again. A lot of cute sentiments and things. All right, and now I have these little hearts that I am going to put dimensionals on the backs of those. So I like everything to pop up. I'm going to use my mini dimensionals. See, we have big ones and then we have littler ones. So these are kind of small. Couldn't find my heart. Okay, so there we are. And I'm just going to put these hearts here and there. So whenever you get a kit, try to challenge yourself to think of other things that you can make besides what they are showing you. That's the best. So much fun. You can cut up things. You can do whatever pops into your mind. All right, so that's a very cute card, but now we need to have a sentiment. So what I'm going to do is I have all of these banners from this current kit, the Petal Notes, and I'm not going to be using these other language ones at all. So I'm going to just take one of those and I'm going to flip it and use the back side. So now you're going to have so many labels that you can use. You can just stamp on the other side of them. And if you need practice on stamping, you can sure do that also. So I'm going to get out of my No Matter the Weather kit, Let Love Grow. I think that's really cute. And so all I do is just peel that off of this little plastic sheet. And then it even tells you where to put it back when you're done stamping, which is very nice. And I'll get my little acrylic block here and set it on there. Okay, now I have to decide what color I want to stamp my sentiment in. So I think don't know if I have all my colors really. I'm just gonna use black because I don't think I put my pool party ink pad beside me, so that's okay. I'll just use my black, Memento black. And it's almost out, so I gotta kind of really push on it there. Okay. And this surface that I'm using is this funny board. So I usually, when I stamp on this thing, I put a little deal on it, a little spongy thing, so that it stamps better. So I'm going to stamp, I don't know if you can see this. I might have slid off the camera there, or off the screen. Let Love Grow. Okay, very cute font. All right. Then you can, if you have ribbon or something like that, you could put ribbon under there or just leave it. I think I'm just gonna leave it like that and pop it up. Of course, if someday I look at my card that I made and I haven't sent it out and I want to add ribbon, I could always come back and pop some sparkles or ribbon on there as easy as anything. You can always redo. Another neat idea is if you get a lot of cards from people that they hand make and you want to keep their gift going, you can feel free to cut the top part of it off and make your own card with it and send it to someone else. And that way all of their work keeps carrying on, and I think there's nothing better than that. All right, so there we are. Let Love Grow. It's going to go on there, and then let me just get some of these sequins because I do have quite a few left over, and I'm going to just put a couple just for sparkle on this card because I do like the sparkle. I'm just going to put it on the little banner. So there you go. There's a couple of ideas to be able to use up some of your parts. I just couldn't believe how many labels there were. So that seems like a responsible person, right? Environmentally sound decision to do. All right, let's get this on here. Oh gosh, they're very staticky in there. All right. And I'll just take the back off of that. And when you, another thought is when you have kits, they'll give you these adorable envelopes with beautiful printed insides. The next kit I'll show you that, but let me just grab one here. And this thing right here, you could cut this out and then put that on one of your card bases like this, and then just use a plain white envelope to mail things. If you look at the inside, it's got like little dots, so you could just cut this off and open that up and use that as paper, because it's beautiful. It's a shame it's on the inside. So those are just some thoughts to kind of get you going. If you think, wow, this is cute and all, but I kind of want to go up a level, and that's definitely what you can do. You just cut that out with scissors, or you could use a die cut to cut that out. Anything like that. All right, so there's an alternative for you, and I'm sure there's many, many more that you could come up with. All right, so let me just put this aside. So again, that was the No Matter the Weather kit. It is adorable. Put that aside, and it turned out pretty nice. I really like that. All right, so I'm going to set aside my parts here. And hopefully everybody was able to do their thing and catch up. And while I'm putting these over here, give you a couple seconds, and I'm just going to show you a couple things before we do our next bingo. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Okay, I have a lot of oops. Ooh, I hit ya. Sorry, you guys. I'm shaking ya. Sorry. It's an earthquake. All right. So I want to get one of those little desk vacuum things because I have little parts everywhere. Oh, my goodness. I think that would be really cool. All right. So I'm almost out of cards, but I still have a few that I can cut up or make exactly the same, whatever you want to do. One thing is, so now you have this wonderful white cardstock that you can use for a card base of any kind. And one of the things that I was thinking of doing something with it is I have these little templates that are available now. And so I was thinking of just placing that over the top of this and making a patterned cardstock base. So these are called Butterflies and Flowers Layering Decorative Masks. And so what you can do with these, I'm going to grab my tool here. Okay, bear with me a second. I just had this thought. I just wanted to share it with you really quick. I promise won't take too much time. So this is my Stamparatus, and this is a tool that you can use. It has magnets, so it can hold your work in place, and you can put your stamps on. There's 2 acrylic pieces that you can just stamp. Well, I'm using it right now for the magnets, to hold my paper down and my little mask template thing down. So I'm just going to put it on here. Kind of moved a little bit. And because this is just in my head, we're off schedule just a bit here, but I get excited by this stuff. It's kind of neat. And then what I wanted to show you, I'm going to grab, these are called blending brushes, and so I can use my ink pad. Bear with me a second while I reach over here. I was trying to find a neat color. Oh, sorry. I'm going to use Coastal Cabana ink, just so you can see what this is like, because this is so fun. So what you do is you just get a little bit of ink on your blending brush, and you can rub a little off if you wish before you get started. And then you just run this brush over these patterns. And so I'm taking the parts that I wasn't probably going to use, these just white pieces, and I'm making a new background for another potential card. And you could just have a lot of fun spending time making parts for things if you don't have a complete idea for something. Eventually your idea is going to stick in your head. I'm doing this very lightly because, I don't know, I like it that way, I guess. You're just kind of brushing it on, and you're able to create another cool colored item that would go with your kit also, which is fun. This is a little darker than Pool Party, but it's definitely in the family. This is a great color. Everything I'm using kind of makes me think of the beach. So this is going to be very light. I like these things. These are fun. There's all sorts of patterns. There's flowers, butterflies. Oh my goodness. All right. So there we go. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, that's awesome. I don't know if hopefully you can see it. So it's just a little bit lighter on the edges, and won't that be a really cool background? So don't throw stuff away, I guess is what I'm saying. All right, so there, that was just a little extra thing that just popped into my head. Sorry about that. And we'll set this aside. Okay. Now, hopefully everybody's got, oh, here's the other one. So there's that pattern that I use. There's a flower. There's these leaves that you could do. There's butterflies that you can do the outside and the inside. And then there are flowers that have the outside and inside as well. And then there's a 2 part flower thing here. So you can make shaded items. It's very amazing. Okay, so I'm going to put that in my kit, and I can use that piece later on. Now it's time. I believe we need to do another bingo really quick, and then we'll do the kerchief kit. All right, so you guys, are you doing all right? Are you hanging in there? Okay. Does anybody need a potty break or anything? Okay. Otherwise, we'll quickly do another bingo. All right. Let's see who can win the next prize. All right, here's our bingo numbers again. Okie doke. I'm just stirring them up here. If anybody has any questions or anything, or needs me to slow down or anything. I wish I could see you like a Zoom meeting. That would be very cool. All right. So here is our second bingo game. First number is 13. Okay. So second, 17. Okay. Oh, we got a B. Peggy's got B. Now I have 18. All right. 25. I don't think anybody had that. Number 8. Marianne's coming in with B. Deidre's got B. Number 5. Oh, BI. All right, Marianne. 24. All righty. 2. Number 2. Oh, wow, Marianne. Marianne's a BIN. Number 7. Whoa, Deidre's got BIN. Okay. Debbie's got BI. 12. This is number 9. $19. Oh, we got BING. Number 6. $16. Ooh, it's getting exciting. Number 14. Oh, Marianne's got bingo. Oh my goodness, that is fast. All right, Marianne, let's see. We got 5, 6, 8. Ooh, that's hard to pick up. 18 and 19. Congrats, Marianne. All right. There we go. Very nice. All right, let me pop these in there. We'll do one more tonight. So there's one more shot. Let me grab the prizes, Marianne, and see what lights your fire. Okay, let's see here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here's your prize choices again, Marianne. We have the 2 embellishment ribbon, the red mini ruffled ribbon, and the diamond weave ribbon. Or we have the leafy kind of naturals paper pack, the black glitter paper, or one of the 2 stamp sets, the catching butterflies, or textures and frames. So, which one do you think? It's hard to see. If you can see these ribbons, they're very cool to add to cards too. You could even maybe put marker on this and color it. Okay, let's see. The weave ribbon. This one? All right, I will put your name on that, Marianne. That's awesome. Okay, so one more shot, guys. And then I am doing a class next week. It is for the little memo board. Maybe you saw a picture of that. That's coming up next week on the 3rd. And so we'll see how many people come. I'm not sure how many people are able to make that one, but if we have enough people, I'll definitely do another bingo game too. So, okay, Marianne, so this is yours. Congratulations. Very exciting. And I will put your name on that, and I'll send that along with Joe's. And hey, that kind of works out. All right, Marianne. Okay, now as we gear up here for our next kit, I want to quick show you a couple of things that I did today. Before we dig into that, I was playing with my ladybug punch. And so I made these little ladybugs the other day with black cardstock, and the wings were red, and I put them on the bottom of some chocolate candy, so it looked cute like a ladybug. And then I saw some pictures of some other ideas that you can use with your ladybug punch. And so this is a bumblebee, and I punched out. I'll show you how this works really quick. Well, one body of the ladybug in black. Okay, see, they're not fun. Punches are fun. And then one of yellow. If ever there's a punch set, I'm going to get it because I like punches. And then I just cut it up and I glued the little stripes onto this guy. So he became a ladybug. And then these wings are cut out of vellum, kind of that weird see-through plastic stuff. So isn't that cute? And so that can go on a card. And then I was thinking, hey, this could be a butterfly too. So the wings can turn into a butterfly. And you could definitely add sparkles or embellishments or something like that. But that is just something that I was playing with today, and I wanted to share that with you. One other thing is, here is the hedgehog punch. I was also playing around with that a little bit. There's a really cute hedgehog stamp set, and I stamped him, and then I punched out my stamp. Now you could also use colored cardstock, and this top part is for an added layer of his hedgehog fur, whatever you call this. Yeah, so these are super cute. These are so much fun. So in case you weren't aware of those things, my goodness, that is adorable. All right, so watch out. You'll probably be getting cards with bumblebees on them from me. Okay, now, is everybody ready for the next kit? Yes, it does make me think of spring, Peggy. I love it. All right, so this kit also has many sentiments in different languages, and it has the tiny, tiny glue dots, which are much more difficult to do. And so if you're just struggling with those, no, you're not alone. Almost every person I meet says, why are they so small? So I have given feedback to Stampin' Up! About that. Please give us bigger ones, or give us tape or something like that. Would just be much easier. Okay, so here's our set. And again, the first thing I like to look at are the coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors. And this just gives you an idea of how you could coordinate the ink with the paper on future projects. So, okay, here we are. So the first one, okay, put this like this. has the red poppy color. Grab that. I'm excited to show you my alternative ones that I've already made. But let's get to it. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and burnish that. Okay. Now let me see here. All right, so this one's made a little bit different. Sometimes I need to look at the picture to see what all the parts in the directions are. So let me get my parts out here. All right, here's my vellum. I think I'd be more organized, but nope. Here's my gold and my tags and the little punches. This really is fun. I hope you guys are having fun. My gold. Okie doke. Now, I'm gonna need some twine. Oh, and they gave us dimensionals in here. Now you have your own dimensionals. Okay. And here are my blue. I was gonna say, where's my layer? There it is. Couldn't find it. Okay, and then more of these. Also, save these pieces of cardboard that they put in your box too, because that can be really handy if you ever need to mail stuff like paper to someone. Okay, I think I'm a little more organized now. We'll see. Okay, I was looking for my layer. I couldn't find it. Now, so here's our red card. And we're going to use this layer here. It's a vellum. So this is actually kind of funny. This is what my bumblebee wings were made out of. You can kind of see through it. And if you have a very busy pattern below it, it kind of helps tone it down just a bit. If you have very, very colorful kind of a layered card of cardstock or designer series paper, it helps tone it down just a bit. Okay, so step number 1 has us putting glue dots in the very middle of our little piece of vellum. Okay, so I really like this vellum with the gold dots on it. So please do the best you can with your tiny glue dots. If you have your scissors there to help you, or a little type of a pick or something, or just use glue, and that kind of works too. You will be able to see the glue dots through the vellum, and so that's why they're having it go on the center, because you're going to place a sentiment over that spot. So that is, I'm guessing that's what they're doing. So okay, put those right on there. And now I know my friend Peggy got this set, and I wonder, Peggy, did you make some alternative cards? I would love to see them. If you have them done, I'd love to, maybe you could share a picture in the comments, because I bet you didn't just make them like this. I mean, they're fine. They're fine like this, but okay. I don't know if everybody has this kit actually who's doing it. All right, so there's that part, and we can go ahead and put that in the middle. And then we have our gold leaves, which are so cool. And it looks like they have 4 of the leaves and 2 of the gold flowers that are going on there. So let's just punch those out. They kind of are a little wiggly. If you push and pull on them, they come out nicely. Oh, they're so cool. So all of these things that we're punching out like this, that they have already cut, is like a die. And so when we say you get a die set, you are doing the cutting of these things. Peggy says, let's see. Peggy says she's making the same. Hey, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. You're like a Girl Scout. That's funny. Well, I will stay tuned because I bet you'll do something else. Okay. So, but yes, so they are saving you that step of using, when you look in the catalog or if you look online and you see a die set. The dies are metal pieces that cut these out. But they're doing the work for us in the kit, so that makes sure that everybody can do these crafts. You don't have to have special tools. You've got everything you need to make really cool cards right there for you. Okay. Oh, isn't that so pretty? My goodness. Okay. So we got those, and now I'm going to put glue dots on the leaves and attach those to the corners. And let's see here. I guess they have, I have to look at my front picture to see. I guess they have leaf, leaf, and flower. Well, I'm going to do 2 leaves like that. And then I think the flower they have to the side. It's kind of hard to see that. You could put it in the middle if you wish to. Whatever you feel like doing, do it. All right, so I kind of want to, yeah, I'll spread them out a little. I think I want my flowers in the middle. So I'm going to do mine like that, but you do what you need to do on there. And they have us putting, looks like a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like they just have 1 on each one, which is kind of funny. So these crazy things. I'm going to do 2. I feel like, well, let's see how they do. Okay, 1 it is. And they put their dots on the leaves of the flower. They kind of show you where they want you to put it. So that's good. Okay. See if I can get that thing off of there. All right. Getting there. And 1 more of these. And we're going to put it right there. Okay. These are super cool. Alrighty. Put that one right there. Okay, so I did mine like that, but you know, do what you need to do on there to make yourself happy. And struggling with the glue dot a little bit. There we go. That one was fighting me the whole way. Okay. This guy. Beautiful flowers. Okay. Oh. They are a little tiny. All right. There we go. 1 more to go here. And put that on that side. Okay. Well, I was hoping to see my other sister, Raylene, tonight, but I think she has sheep on a little farm that she has, and they are having a whole bunch of lambs. So she is so busy right now. It's crazy. All right. I've lost track of how many are born right now. I don't know. Okay, so this is Thinking of You. is the sentiment. So I'm going to punch that out. And again, you've got a whole bunch of them here that you could flip over and use on the back. So now the fun part is we get to use dimensionals on these. And nothing better than dimensionals. They're my absolute favorite thing in the whole world. So you just kind of push on them from the back side to get a hold of it. And they have us putting 3 on across the back side of that. So that is good. Alrighty. And then you just take off this little backing to get those to be sticky. And thinking of you, so you can kind of place it however your flower is lined up. Oops, maybe you can't see that. And then they have you cutting some twine. They have it's saying 12 inches of twine, just kind of thick twine. And if you don't have a ruler, remember you can use your side of your directions to measure. So they do have metric and inches, so just keep that in mind. If it's not exactly 12 inches, that's okay too. Just do what you need there. Okay, that's an awfully lot. Let's see. I'm just going to do, let's see, 9. Okay, about that much. And then they just have us tying a little bow. It's really springy. Yeah, let's see if I can tie a bow with this stuff. All right, so bunny ear, bunny ear. It's really, really bunny ear. Bunny down the hole. Whoop, bunny popped out. Okay. Let's see how it looks. It's a little bit lopsided, but okay. Twisty, twisty. All right, and then for this bow, they have us putting that on with a glue dot. Mine's very twisty. And you can put it, they give you a lot extra so you can trim off those tails, and you can stick that glue dot right below the sentiment if you wanted to do that. And I just have to find my glue dots now. They're under something. There they are. Okay, I will quickly do that, and that card will be done. I don't know, do you guys have a favorite of which is your favorite? Is it the red or the blue? Also, which was your favorite of the petals? Did you have a favorite? Okay. This is such hefty stuff. I hope it stays. You can use 2 dots if you need it. And then I'm just going to cut off a little bit here because it was very long. Okay, so there is our first card. And if you have extra sequins from your other kit, you could pop those around here too to make it a little more sparkly if you want. So that's really nice. All right. Oh, is everybody doing all right? I'm going to go ahead and grab the blue card here. I think the blue is my favorite. I don't know about you guys, but I find this blue is very pretty, very pleasant. And again, it's probably because Coastal Cabana. That's why. Coastal Cabana rules, people. It totally does. All right, so if we gather our tools for this card, we have the base. Then we have one of the vellum pieces with the gold dots. Okay, a blue punch-out circle. And one of the blue roses in Coastal Cabana, which is lovely. Okay. Then we have some more gold leaves and flowers. So let's punch those out really quick. Okay, oops. There we are. There's 1, 2. So when you get a chance, I would love to have you post pictures in our group here of your projects that you were able to do. If you don't have these kits and you're watching along, just if you were doing something else, I'd love to see that also. It's fun to share because sometimes you'll see someone else's work and that will lead to a new idea for you, which is what we like. Okay, then I need string and I need the Celebrate Today sentiment. Here it is. Okay. Alrighty. Celebrate today. Okie doke. So, the first step we're going to do is, oops, bumped you again. This darn phone stands right in my way. Okay, so we're going to take our gold vellum and they have us putting glue dots on all but one corner. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, use up these guys. And those down. I hope everybody's doing well here. Okay, then the bottom corner is going to be, leave this one open. Okay. So that way this one will be not sealed down because it's going to have a lot of stuff on that corner. All right. That off of there. And there we go. And we're almost done with February. And March always seems like it's forever long. Okay. So that goes right in this little, looks like a photo frame area. Push that down. Whoopsie. Okay, and then the circle, the blue circle, they have 2 glue dots on that. So if you're free next week, I'll be making the memo board. That is so cute. I can't wait to do it. I haven't even opened my box yet. I just am going to be surprised. And, oops, that one flew. So this is going to go in the lower corner here. Okay. And now we get our leaves. And we have 2 dots on each leaf. And then, again, they just are sticking one on. Oh, they didn't put a dot in the picture on the flower for some reason. Maybe they think it's going to hold as a layer. But I think they just mistakenly didn't print that. So I would put one on. Okay. There's our leaves. Leaves look like wings. Okay. There we go. And looks like the leaves are flying all around. Okay. Glue dot. I'm going to win. All right, so I'm going to put one there. And maybe I can put that in just a bit further. Try not to have it hang off the card too much, as then it won't fit in the envelope. Okay. There we go. Okie dokie. And now our gold, beautiful leaves. It's fantastic. And put that down. Okay. All right. My dog is asleep next to me, and she has been sleeping for a while, and she's so cozy. My goodness. Okay, one on that side. And here's my other one. All right. And yes, the picture is missing one of the dots on the little gold flowers. So if you're going step by step, just go ahead and put your dot on your flower. Okay, and I had my flower, I thought, but I must have lost it. Goodness, goodness, goodness. I didn't go that far. Oh, there. Is that it? No. Okay, I'll punch another one out. Gee, that's weird. It's under something, I'm sure. Or I didn't punch it out. Okay. There is, this is just the cutest. Now let's put on a dot. And we're almost there. Maybe you guys see my missing flower. I don't see it. It's under something. Okay. And since they didn't tell us where to put it, I'm going to go with like the other one. I'm just going to put it on the leaf, the glue dot, right there. That seemed to do okay. Take off that piece. Okay. And that flower will be sticking right there. Okay. Oh, it was under my blue flower. Oh, there it is. Okay, and then they have dimensionals on the pretty blue flower. So we'll go ahead and put those on. Okay, beautiful, beautiful flower. All right. Take those off. Okay. And they have it kind of like that, or however you'd like to put it. And then our Celebrate Today, they also have, looks like the little bit of bow is on under the flower a bit. So let's see, I'm gonna cut my twine. And, whoops, oh gosh, I hit it again. Sorry about that. These are cute, Debbie. I'm really crazy about the gold's flowers and stuff. That's really cute stuff. All right, so let's make our bow, if we can. Ooh, it's so curly. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna get cramp in my hand trying to uncurl it. Okay, nice. Maybe make it a little bit smaller. Pull it tight. It's harder than you think tying a bow under pressure. All right, let me see. They have it, I can't really see where they put their bow. It looks like it's kind of on the side, so I'm just gonna put a dot on it and shove it up there, I guess, you'd say, just to try to place it under the flower. And it's like it's tying a bouquet is what it looks like. Oh dear. And maybe, okay, there's my dots. So I'm going to put that maybe right here. Peel off that thing and put this down. That's probably, I think tying the bow is one of the hardest things. There we go. Cut off some of my tails. The 12 inches is an awful lot to, you know, make a bow with. But if it's too short, then it's impossible to tie. Okay, and now we just need our sentiment, celebrate today, and they are putting dimensionals on that. So hooray, hooray for dimensionals. After you are dealing with the glue dots for a while, you get to relax and just use these very pleasant dimensionals. Oh my goodness. Yeah. The glue dots that I have are not like that. They come in a nice little box and they're on this beautiful piece of paper, and you can just see the little dots right on there. Maybe you can, I don't know. And all you have to do is put what you want to stick right on that dot, and you don't have to take anything off. It's so much easier. But I know they're trying to just make it so that you have all the parts for doing your project, and that's nice. But oh, I wish they could make it just a tad easier for all of us to deal with those. All right, so let's put our sentiment right about there. I think that looks good. All right. Is there anything I'm missing? I don't think so. I think that is it. And there, uh-oh, look, my bow just popped off. Might have to use a little more glue. It's very big twine. So there is our second one. Let's see. You're using your pick tool. Yeah, that is a lot easier than your fingers, that's for sure. But I know some of you guys don't have anything like that, so you have to use your fingers or your scissors or something. But some kind of an edge really does help. All right, but here's our two cards, official cards like the Girl Scouts would make, right, Peggy? Or mostly, maybe yours are more Girl Scout than mine. Okay, so now I hope that you're doing well with yours. I want to share some alternative ideas for you to maybe think about creating. A couple of them I almost finished making. Let me just clean up this stuff just a bit here. Got a lot of parts all over the place. Okay, see how you're doing. Let me know if you're stuck on anything. Are you doing okay? All right. So here is one of my cards that I actually finished. Well, it's not really a card. It is a picture. So I took the red, and I just die cut out the center, and I put my Christmas card picture in the middle, and I glued it shut so that I can put this in a frame. And then I added some of the ribbon that is one of our bingo prizes, and I added the gold flowers. And here I added that sentiment from the No Matter the Weather kit too, because I thought that went really well. But this is glued shut, and I thought that it just looks like a picture frame to me that matched. So now I can put this in a frame or hang it up or do something like that. So that's one idea. Okay, my next idea I'm not quite done with, so I'll go ahead and finish this up. All right, so I started doing it and then I ran out of time. But you know how we have all of these sentiments, so wouldn't it be fun to have all of them on the top of this card? So yes, I like that. I love that No Matter the Weather kit. It's very, very cute. So here's my blue card, and I went ahead and I took some sparkly white organdy ribbon. You can see it's real sparkly, and I just made zigzags on here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm taking the three sentiments in the three different languages. So if you were looking here, it's the French and the German and the English. And I'm going to use dimensionals to pop them on here. So here you are actually using the different languages, which is very cool. And then people think you're fancy. So I'm just going to put these all on top of it. I use Scotch tape just to hold down my ribbon for now. And take these off, but it's kind of fun to use them. And maybe you have somebody you know who, like my sister-in-law teaches German, so she would be fine. She would know just what's going on. Okay. Thinking of you. All right. And the French. And I'm kind of covering up where I put my tape. There we go. And the German. I won't even try to say any of those words. One of my dimensionals stuck on the ribbon a little bit there. Let's see if I can pop it down. There we go. Okay, so that's almost done. And then I'm going to get out a couple of these gold leaves too and put those on this because these are just beautiful. I'm just going to stick some of these on here, I think, and one of my flowers, I think, too. All right. Then, oopsie, that one kind of tried to rip a little bit. All right, let me just quick put those on. And that's fun to do. So this is a nice use for a lot of those labels. But yes, definitely flip them over if you are making, if you need some labels that are already cut out, you just have to stamp on them and then you're ahead of the game. Okay. This flower, it's awfully cute. Okay. I'm just going to kind of stick him under a little bit under the label and the ribbon. Oh boy, that just adds a lot of pizzazz. I think I have to attach my dot down a little more there. Okay. That off. One more. All right. Oh, let's see. Okay, Deidre's going to share a picture. I don't see it yet, but I see her words. Good job, Deidre. I knew you could do it. All righty, and one more. Have to wait for that. Yeah, sometimes just the equipment is the thing that gives you the trouble. Okay, and one more dot off of there. Gosh, definitely need to vacuum after. Put that right there, and then ta-da! So here's another idea if you wanted to use all of your, oh, I was gonna put one more on, all of your labels. I'll probably need to come back and put another dimensional on there. It's hitting the ribbon, so that's okay. And then I have one more thought for you before we do our last bingo. Hopefully you're able to stick around for that. And one more there, sticking out of there, and I gotta just stick another dimensional on that. One ribbon is just right in the way of all these parts of dimensionals and stuff. Okay. There we go. Ta-da! It's done. It's done. So that's number 2. Then I went ahead and I started doing, so I was cutting out parts. These 2 I'm not going to use right now, but just some ideas. You can do some die cutting of your own, and you can use these parts for these cards as well. This was the part that I cut out of my red card with one of my dies. So you can save this now and add this to another card also. So that's an idea. But then my last alternate card is, I wanted to just quickly show you my idea. We don't have to go through it all, but I was going to use the blue card. Coastal Cabana, of course. And then what I did was, let me grab, because I had my hedgehog punch, you saw. So this is the stamp set that goes with the hedgehogs. And so I die cut out a square, and I stamped the little tree and the little bird right there. And so I was going to put that on here, and I was going to color this with my markers. And I have this cute little sentiment from here that is on the back side. It is one of the French sayings. And so I just stamped, "It's so nice of you to be so nice," on there. And then I'm just going to spend a little time, later I'll do that, coloring these, and then I'll put my sentiment and sparkles and ribbons and things on there. So that's another idea. There is one other cool thing that you could do really quickly. So if you check out these insides, don't be afraid to cut these up and use these as layers for cards too. This is beautiful. And then just use a plain white envelope to mail your card in. But this is too good to pass up. So all you need to do is just trim off an edge here, an edge there, and it opens up. So you can use all of that paper for some more cards. I did that at Valentine's Day. I cut off envelopes, and I all kinds of things. I cut up parts, and it was very fun to see how many cards you can make out of what should be maybe 8 or 12 cards. You can really go bananas. All right, so that is probably for now. I did have one more thing. Darn it. Okay, just one more thing. I have these little mini calendars that I got, and I was thinking that this could go on here super great too, with maybe some of the gold and some of the leaves. I thought that would be really, really cool. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, I'll color that card, Debbie. Oh, we couldn't see a picture. Maybe when we're done, Deidre, you can share it, just make a post in this group, and then you could do it. But wouldn't this be cute? And then I also had these funny little things from the Dollar Tree. They're these easels. They're just easels, and you could put it this way and then glue it to that so then it would stand up. I made another one. Here's mine that I have in my craft area. This is made with our very famous rainbow set, which should be back in stock pretty soon. But you just glue the little mini calendar to it. And this background really made me think of, wouldn't that be pretty to see all the time? You could have it either direction. It kind of fits better this way, I think. But you could just put it in a picture frame just sitting there without a cover on it, so you could pull the dates off. All right, so those are my alternative ideas for you for that. Here we are once more, and I'm sure there's loads more that we could come up with using a lot of our other stamps too. Okay, so let's do our last bingo, see who's the last winner. Okay, here we go. Yeah, maybe, can't wait. Okay, so let me stir these up a little bit and just see if you're all ready. You guys ready for the last bingo? Let me grab my number sheet here. Make sure you're all caught up here. I tell you, I've hit this camera stand about 1,000,000 times. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Everybody ready? While we're doing this, I'm just going to share with you new things that are coming out here. So before I pull the first number, I got to show you, starting March 1st, there's going to be a big sale. So there is a little Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that, let me show you my big one. Here's my big, whoa, almost knocked it off. So here's the big one, and this will fit everything that we've got in the catalog, the embossing folders and all the dies. Well, this is a mini one, so you can fit most dies into that to cut out things, and embossing folders have to be just the smaller ones. The bigger ones won't fit in it, but they're putting it on sale. So it is going to be, it's regular like $60. So it is going to be $48, which is fun. I can't believe that's fun, but they're also bringing back a couple of dies that have been gone for a while. So they're going to be, these die sets are going to be on sale too. So you can get the cute little cutter and embosser, which is adorable, and it's really good for traveling. And then these dies are going to be available for 20% off. So exciting! And I will tell you, I have a few of these, but let me find it. The art gallery bundle is everything. It's amazing. You got to get that one. It's just so good. And I have a few of these. There's this one that has tigers on it. That's kind of neat too. And the cooking bundle. Well, they're all very cool. This one I have, the Quiet Meadow bundle. It is so fantastic for this little label right here. I've used this 1,000,000 times. It's absolutely the best. So yay! So that's coming up since Celebration, which is going on right now, where you get a free gift with $50, is ending on the 28th. So I'm glad Stampin' Up has something for us that makes us excited. Okay, ready? Here we go. All right, number 9. Number 6. Boy, those were tricky. Which side is up on those? Number 2. That's a fun punch. All right, let's see if you guys are getting any letters here. All right, there we go. We got some B's. Peggy's got a B. Number 1. Okay. Number 14. Okay. Got to take another quick break and show you another item that you can get starting March 1st to May 2nd. This is going to be a new item in our catalog, but it starts on March 1st. It's Waves of the Ocean, and you can get all of these things. There's paper, blue foil paper, these rhinestones, and the stamp set, and the die set. And I have it. I actually was able to buy it early. I've just got to show you this paper. It's fantastic. Now we're just a moment in our bingo game, but you just have to see it. So here's the stamp set, Waves of Inspiration. Oh my goodness. Look at these rhinestones. They're so beautiful. And we have our dies and a huge pack of Designer Series paper. And then the most beautiful thing in the world, before we finish our game, you just have to see this foil paper. Oh my gosh. It is beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at it. It's so pretty. It's just amazing. So that is a kind of a neat thing they're doing there, letting us at some of the cool new items before the new catalog, which comes out in May. So hooray! I love the waves and I love the blue. Anyways, number 10. Okay, number 20. Number 7. Number 19. All right, number 5. $16. We got some bee eyes. Number 18. Oh, we got BIN. Number 23. Hey, there's a 4. BIN. Number 11. Ooh. Debbie's got BIN. Oopsie, I got a bunch here. Number 17. Okay. Number 25. Number 21. I got 2 of them, so I'll pull the next one under it. And number 24. 21 and 24. We got a BING from Debbie. Number 8. Oops, sorry, I better do that over. Number 3. Oh, we got bingo. Let's see. Oh, is that Marianne? Marianne, you lucky lady. Let me see here. All right. I got a 5, a 6, an 8. Let's see. 18 and 19. Congratulations. That was very close. It looked like people were getting close. Deidre was hot on your tail there. Okay. Well, now you can decide on what, you get these all picked up, what it is you would like. Let me see here. All righty. So we've got the red ruffly ribbon, the black sparkles, the nature paper, or the texture and frame stamp set, or catching butterflies. What do you think? Let's see. No, it's a tricky decision. All right, while you're thinking. Oh, she wants the butterflies. Oh, cute, very cute. You can see on this inside part, they're the orange stamps, the cling stamps. and they are very detailed, and those butterflies are everything. Those are just so cute. Congrats, guys. Okay. And I'll put that on your pile, Marianne, and I'll send you that pack of things. So now I just have, one other quick thing. I have a sign-up kit special for you just until the 28th, where you can get all these things. You get to pick $125 worth of stuff for $99, and you will get, so you get $125 worth of product plus an extra $25 item from me, as well as 2 free stamp sets from Stampin' Up. So this is going on until the 28th, and that is the end of celebration with all of our free things going on. Here's the picture. So 2 free stamp sets normal, but I'm adding another $25. So there's no obligation if you just want this great deal to get a whole lot of stuff for $99. That is fine. There's no obligation. You can do it. But, you know, there's also free shipping, which is so amazing. So think on that. You got a few days till that is gone, but you get to pick all these things, and then I would come back and let you pick another thing from me. Alrighty. There is a new catalog coming out in May that this is a kind of a funny thing. These colors are going to be leaving our catalog. So there's Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, and Misty Moonlight are going to be gone. So that means that 5 new colors will be coming, and possibly some of our regular colors will be going away too. I've heard that rumor. So if you don't get a catalog from me, can you message me if you'd like one, and I can add you to my mailing list, and I'll be gathering that information over March as the catalogs will start to get ready to be shipped out in April. So think about that. And I have a picture of my ladybug candy that I was going to show you. So this girl named Kim came up with this idea. So isn't that cute? Okay, I think I am about out of stuff to talk about. Not really. That never happens. So just thank you guys so much for coming. And please, if you're not doing anything, even if you don't have the kit for the memo board, consider maybe spending some time with me next week on Thursday in the same spot, and I'll be making that cute little project that's not a card, which is very fun. So, okay, if you don't have any questions, I'm going to probably sign off here, but feel free to please share what you made tonight. I would love, love, love to see what you all did, and yeah, just let me know how I can help. I really like hanging out with you guys. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night. Stay warm.